Hey everyone, it's the Vigilante. So for today's video, going to be doing the biggest gaming news and leaks of the week with Joe R. Raptor.
Can Assassin's Creed Shadows save Ubisoft? Well, seems like they're already planning big changes behind the scenes. We got a God of War Ragnarok update dropping this coming week, pretty cool one, and the future Xbox hardware strategy has also leaked, and way more gaming news to go over. So sit back and let's go. I want to start with an observation because it seems that April will be a pretty crazy month, especially for Xbox games coming to PlayStation, and I wonder what the strategy is here. So we already know about Forza Horizon 5 coming at the end of the month, but seems that Indiana Jones will be coming 2 weeks before that to PS5 on April 17th, with the premium edition with early access coming 2 days before that. Yeah, weird that it has not been announced yet, but that is not all. Also, the Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake could be releasing sooner than you think.
I'm excited to find out the God of War Ragnarok leak. Well, not really the leaks, okay, so if they're leaks, I don't know if I'm going to go over them or not because I don't want to get copyright. I'm not going to get the thing taken down. So I know some people sit there and try to risk it. I'm not going to be the one to risk it. But let's talk about Xbox games coming to PlayStation. You know, if you would have told me this like 15 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. I would have said, no way will they ever come to PlayStation. No way Xbox would ever do that. That was actually back when Xbox was good. Even though so far, you know, Xbox actually has came out with a couple good games recently. I am actually very surprised with how they are. Let's hope they can turn things around because I enjoy the competition. Now, I think Xbox has to do this because they need to make some money. They haven't been making money. So it's only a win for them to actually put their games on PlayStation. It's not really a negative downside for them.
And this remake should not only look much better, but also feature a less frustrating stamina system, a better block improvements, HUD changes, hit reactions to improve the response to damage, and also archery improvements. And yes, that's sooner than you think. It's April, by the way. A potential shadow drop might be in the cards. Is Xbox going to do another direct-style presentation to talk about all these releases? Because South of Midnight is also dropping in April. They will basically have a new launch every week. Why not give Indiana Jones on PS5 a better spot with a bigger spotlight? Like we all know, the game is great. It has a high Metacritic. Why drop the Oblivion remake and Forza Horizon on top of it? Also, with this strategy, they will have 3 big Game Pass titles in April, because Expedition 33 is also one of them. Let me know if you will be picking up any of these titles. I myself will likely still be busy playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I might jump into the Days Gone Remastered for the $10 up.
I'm definitely going to be jumping into the Claire Expedition 33. Especially because that game's going to be on Game Pass. That's a no-brainer. I have Game Pass for a year. I might as well play it. And even if I didn't, that's a game that is my style. I would love to play that game. I'm also going to be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I actually am excited for that one. But no, I do not think that's going to save Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft is doomed.
Great on April 25th. And I want to play Expedition 33 as well if it has good reviews, and then save Indiana Jones and the Oblivion remake for later. Too many games. I cannot see them all doing well for Microsoft. A game that has to do very well is Assassin's Creed Shadows. This coming week, the game finally releases after 2 delays, and the reception and sales could alter Ubisoft's future. Because really, if you think about it, they have not had a big hit since Assassin's Creed Valhalla more than 4 years ago. Now, Mirage did fine for the budget, but all the other titles like Outlaws, Avatar, X Defiant, The Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Mario plus Rabbids, the second game, Skull and Bones, Assassin's Creed Nexus, Roller Champions, Rainbow Six Extraction, Riders Republic, and even Far Cry 6 to a certain degree all underperformed. And this caused their stock to go down by more than 75% in the last 5 years, and it seems like an impossible task for Shadow.
I personally don't have hope for Assassin's Creed Shadows, just for one thing. I don't have to say the reason. We all know the reason why Assassin's Creed Shadows is not going to do that well. If they just went and done that one thing. Now, personally, I don't care that they did it, because that one thing isn't going to make the game a good game or not. It is not defined. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so there's no need for me to keep repeating it, which I just find is ridiculous. I just think people need to look past it and judge the game based upon how the game is. Because this game is, you know, Assassin's Creed has never been historically accurate.
To offset the losses of all these other projects, and Ubisoft seems to know that as well, because behind the scenes, they're already working on a future plan. This week we learned they seemingly had discussions about IP sales with Microsoft, EA, and others, and this according to financial market platform Merger Market. And Bloomberg reported that Ubisoft is laying the groundwork for a new company unit focused on the most valuable series, including Assassin's Creed. So they are seemingly transferring their biggest franchises, next to Assassin's Creed probably Rainbow Six, maybe Far Cry, Ghost Recon, to this new entity, while the current Ubisoft will be left with the less popular IPs. And they are apparently looking for bids for a minority stake in this new venture to be made by as soon as the end of the month, and the valuation should be higher than the 13 euro that Ubisoft is worth right now. But yeah, it seems like an obvious way forward. Every big gaming company is doing that right now. Focus and invest in just a handful of your sure bets and your biggest franchises, and don't really bother with the rest. Like, there are a ton of games coming out, live service titles, but also big TV shows, movies, everything is asking for people's attention, so you really have to...
Well, the thing is, Ubisoft has to do that. They screwed themselves over by making terrible games like Skull and Bones. Far Cry 6, I actually enjoyed it, but I mean, you're only going to enjoy it if you don't mind if it's like the rest of the games. I mean, that's the only reason why. I thought it was better than Far Cry 5. I think Far Cry 5 is at least one of my favorites that I played in the whole series. But Ubisoft has to do this. You know, and the thing is, all these companies wouldn't have to do it if they wouldn't have screwed everything up. If you guys would have not been chasing the live service train and then giving us horrible, terrible trash games that nobody asked for. Okay, Ubisoft, you had a huge chance with Star Wars. With Star Wars Outlaws, that should have been a no-brainer. If you would have just put an attractive woman in there, then it would have worked. But because you guys wanted to sit there and give a chance to this, I don't know if it was a CGI created or a model or what you guys did with it, you made her look ugly, and no one wants that. Women don't want to play ugly women, and men, if we're going to play women characters, we at least want her to be an attractive woman here. Look at Stellar Blade, for instance.
Come with your best stuff that people are really looking forward to, otherwise it just will not matter anymore. Right now, Ubisoft has too many employees working on projects that will likely never make a profit. Like Beyond Good and Evil 2 already cost hundreds of millions. How is that going to make its money back? How many copies do they need to sell of that? I think it's fascinating to speculate what IPs EA or Microsoft might be interested in. Maybe Just Dance is high on the list as a pretty unique casual game that keeps doing relatively well. I can see a world where Ubisoft sells Ubisoft Massive with the Division IP. Maybe someone is interested in that. There are clearly talented people there, even though Avatar and Outlaws of course did not do well. But yeah, then you got the Snowdrop engine that they are working on, and the new Far Cry is on that too, so it is way more complicated of course. They got the Splinter Cell remake coming as well, although I can see Splinter Cell totally being something that someone wants to buy, maybe Microsoft. Now, is someone going to buy Watch Dogs? Probably not. Like, it will be way too expensive to make a new one and not that high of a chance that it will do well. Maybe someone wants Rayman or the Rabbids. Prince of Persia has potential. Let me know if you have some ideas for companies buying Ubisoft IP. I think it's fascinating. Want to go more in depth on it during the...
You know, spoiler alert, I actually enjoyed that Avatar game. I actually really liked it. But the thing is, I'm a huge Avatar fan, and only Avatar fans will sit there and enjoy that kind of game. You know, and Ubisoft should have known it.
Monday stream on my React channel. A link to that will be in the video description. Would be awesome if you could join. And yes, I will have a short what's happening with Shadows coming up, and way more gaming news. So of course, if you like these videos, would be awesome if you could leave a like. So thanks for that, and subscribe, because we post one of these big gaming news roundup videos every Sunday. Now time for quick shots, the news stories I will go over quickly. God of War Ragnarok is getting an update this week as part of the 20th anniversary, and it will feature the Dark Odyssey skin for Kratos, and is based on the skin that you would unlock in God of War 2 after beating the game on the God mode difficulty. And it looks pretty damn awesome on Kratos. It's also an armor set, so I'm curious if it has a new perk as well. You also have the Dark Odyssey outfit for Freya and Atreus. There will even be new weapon appearances for all three weapons, but you unlock this after fully upgrading the weapons. So that's a requirement for using these awesome looks. There are also these gold and black Dark Odyssey looks for all the 6 shields, and a Dark Odyssey rod. And they will also add a way to edit the appearances, so basically do a transmog option for the weapon attachments and the shield rods, which is kind of awesome. So yes, this update, it goes live on March 20th. Totally expect more coverage here on the channel.
Okay, I'm a huge God of War fan. I love God of War. I cannot believe that they're adding that skin. That's going to be an amazing update. Thank you, Santa Monica Cruz. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to sit there and play that. I might reboot up God of War Ragnarok just for that skin.
Focus announced that the development for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3 has begun, and that's not a surprise because the second game sold 4.5 million units in 1 month, making it a big profit generator for everyone involved. Like, Focus had some big launches in the last few years with the second Plague Tale, Atlas Fallen, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, but they all did not hit as big as this Warhammer game, so it makes sense that they want to invest more into it. Congrats to everyone involved, and let's see if they can build on this success with the third game in 2028 or 2029, and that seems to be real realistic. We got a bit more details on Intergalactic, the new IP from Naughty Dog. A big one is that there will not be a companion for our protagonist Jordan, so they want us to feel lonely in this game's universe, and if you think about it, that's actually kind of big, looking at The Last of Us, before that they made Uncharted, and even Jak and Daxter. Now, I in particular loved how switching companions for the particular missions brought completely different dynamics to The Last of Us Part 2, but I'm totally down for a twist in Intergalactic. The story should also be less hand-holdy, with Monkey Island and Half-Life 2 mentioned as inspiration, but it is still ways off before it releases. This sounds like an end of 2027, 2028 situation to me, which is damn. The cancellation of The Last of Us Online really made it so that we will only see one Naughty Dog game this gen.
You know, it's a good thing that they're making a third one. I know a lot of people that love the second one. I personally did not play the second one. I just didn't have time. Okay, with my regular job, and then all the other games, I just did not have time to play every single game. It's impossible for me to do it all. But with that new Naughty Dog game, okay, you know what? I'm going to play it because I like Naughty Dog. I'm giving Naughty Dog some goodwill. But the problem is, and the reason why that trailer is getting so much hate is because the thing is, no one wants to play an ugly woman. You took a woman that probably could have been a very attractive one, and you sat there, you know, and shaved her head. Okay, most men do not want a shaved head woman. Come on, Naughty Dog, you know this. Okay, if you want a badass looking woman, go look at Kate Beckinsale from Underworld. Very beautiful, very elegant, but at the same time, it was a believable badass. Okay, do something like that.
Generation. Next to all the remasters, of course, with The Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC around the launch of the second season that I'm really looking forward to. Let me know your hype level for Intergalactic in the comments. So People Can Fly, the developers most famously behind Outriders, Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment, have entered an agreement for a new game prototype based on a Sony IP called Project Delta. Now they also had such an agreement with Microsoft, but this ended up being as a co-dev studio on Gears of War E-Day. So it's unclear if they are the main developers on this new game based on the Sony IP or just helping. And by the way, Project Delta sounds like a military thing, maybe SOCOM related. Although it is worth noting if we look at their Wikipedia page that they also have a Project Echo in development, so it might be just their way of naming things. But yeah, what Sony IP do you hope the Outriders team is working on? Let me know in the comments. Moving on.
Alright, so first off, no one asked for a remaster of Last of Us Part 2. There was no reason to do a remaster. Sony, that's just you doing a lazy ass cash grab. Shame on you. And then that's going to be it. I'm not going to continue on because I don't go over leaks and rumors. That's just something I just don't do. I am too small. I'm not going to sit there and have my channel get hit. He's big enough. He can probably handle it, but I cannot. But that's it for my reaction. If you really enjoyed my reaction, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. And go check out this guy. I will link him down below. Go give him the respect he deserves. Do not send any hate. Well, until next time, guys, stay vigilant.